Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world. This week sponsored by Grave Robbers from Outer Space and their new expansion pack, Cannibal Pygmies in the Jungle of Doom. Stay tuned to the end for more on that.
Gentlemen, this is the man we've been waiting for.
Let's all support him on Patreon. The Atomic Submarine seems a pretty lazy title for a science fiction film, but in 1959, when this was made, nuclear subs were still relatively new.
Here, great passenger and cargo-carrying atomic submarines glided by the dozens back and forth across the pole.
This film is a twist on the 1950s UFO B-movie, putting it underwater, inspiring Irwin Allen's Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and its spin-off TV show. It also apparently inspired Simpson characters Kodos and Kang, but I don't know, that may just be an IMDb fact. The Arctic shipping lanes have been plagued by the mysterious disappearances of ships above and below the waves, and it's up to the crew of the Tigershark to find out what's going on.
In our judgment, these Arctic disasters may prove the gravest emergency in all history.
Assisted by scientist Sir Ian, played by Tom Conway, familiar to subscribers from the films of Val Lewton.
Oh, let's just say I took the bow for a team of very brilliant associates.
Lieutenant Commander Reef Holloway isn't pleased to have his leave interrupted.
Do you feel anything?
Are you kidding?
That actually is a gun in my pocket. Joy Lansing there.
She's a nice girl.
You should see her with Bigfoot.
I have the strangest feeling they're saving me for something special.
Reef reports for duty.
What could be worse than disappointing a little girl?
Disappointing a big girl.
Happens to every lieutenant commander once. Once out at sea, the crew receive their orders.
Once we cross the Arctic Circle, any command you hear will be the real thing.
But only if I say Simon says. But there's drama before they reach the Arctic. What are you doing at the cool kids table? Dr. Carl Nielsen is here to operate the lungfish.
The lungfish?
Yes, a deep exploration device, sort of an animated diving bell.
But Reef has a problem with this kid whose activism drove his dad to a heart attack.
Ban the atomic test, junk the nuclear subs, spend the military budget for peace. Well, it just about broke the old man's heart.
Back at the plot, Sir Ian looks for a pattern in the disappearances.
You see it?
See what?
The pattern. The pattern.
Navy patrol plane.
Well, you were muttering about a pattern.
A pattern.
Actually, this takes a way more intelligent approach, and there is a lot to like about this film, despite its cheapness and cut-out characters. One problem I do have.
I didn't mean to imply human intelligence.
I expect he means dolphins.
Well, what on earth kind of intelligence is it, Sir Ian?
But no, he's talking about aliens.
It's not an intelligence on Earth. Perhaps it's an intelligence from beyond the Earth.
Wow, I thought that would get a bigger reaction. I thought for sure the submersible saucer would get a reaction. Not even his drawing of Kate Winslet naked raises anything more than mild interest. No one ever suggests an alternative explanation, maybe a foreign power that designs its submarines differently. No one ever says this is ridiculous or even expresses surprise.
Undersea flying saucers.
I had a hunch it would be that. They search in the classic drunk spiderweb pattern.
For all its desperation, the pursuit seemed fruitless.
Finally locating the craft. But when they fire torpedoes...
What's that?
A massive jelly-like stuff came out of the thing and caught our torpedo.
So they ram it instead. The alien ship is a giant donut. The saucer is taken care of, but the submarine is stuck, forcing them to enter the saucer to cut themselves free using the lungfish.
And it happens you have no choice. Either I take you down there in the lungfish or you don't get it.
I'd sooner swim.
I have not invested in this plotline. But in the saucer, things get weird.
Commander Holloway, listen.
While Reef and Dave wander off in search of the voice in Reef's head, one of the crewmen is melted, and the other Now we meet the alien at the heart of this. I apologise to IMDb, this is spot on.
Point of view is everything. To us, your form of life is ugly, as we appear to you.
They communicate telepathically, able to read Reef's thoughts.
Our individual brain frequencies are now attuned, and we exchange wave thoughts.
Dave makes a daring attack.
You have sunk your last ship, you...
Doesn't go well. But why is Reef left alive?
I have selected you to return with me along with several other specimens for study.
Let me just warm up the anal probe. What can Reef do? Didn't hear that wave thought, did you? I assumed it was bulletproof. How bad a shot was Dave? Before the alien can recover, Reef rushes back to the lungfish.
Back to the shark, right now.
What about Dave and the others?
Fortunes of war.
2 men melted, 1 cut in half, but what are you going to do? As the alien makes a dash for it, and they head for home.
Oh, they're so remote, the stars.
Is it weird they're out during the day? These two seem to have patched up their differences somehow, and Reef can head back to Joy Lansing.
You know, I think I lost my little black book on that lousy thing.
And 3 of my men, but that book. This isn't a bad movie.
It was foolish. It was insane. It was fantastic.
More gratifyingly short. It's a better than average example of what it is. Shame more time wasn't spent on the characters, but it gave us Kodos and Kang.
Stop. We have reached the limits of what rectal probing can teach us.
Resurrected after 15 years, the classic card game Grave Robbers from Outer Space is back from the dead and spawning new expansions. You battled giant tentacles and surrendered to nymphomaniac cheerleaders in the original game, and faced down vampire beach babes in Bleeding in the New Year. But now, it's time to head to the jungle.
Get to the chopper!
Cannibal Pygmies in the Jungle of Doom is the new action-adventure expansion to be unleashed from the Academy of Resurrected Games and Holdings.
Very dangerous. You go first.
In your quest for the Golden Idol, will your determined aristocratic girls survive a safari stampede? Jungle cats. And booby traps.
Booty traps!
Booby traps.
That's what I said, Sam said in booby traps!
Join the Kickstarter campaign to unearth another cursed chapter in the Grave Robbers saga and poach your exclusive silver foil cards.
That belongs in a museum!
Sate your lust for fortune and glory. Check out graverobbersgame.com and support the gross Cannibal Pygmies in the Jungle of Doom expansion on Kickstarter. The links are in the description below. Thanks for watching. Please fire a jelly-like substance at the like button. Lovely to see where Kodos and Kang came from. What other B-movie aliens would you like to see in a sitcom? Let us know in the comments below. Yeah, I couldn't think of a question.
Is there any way out of this?